Listen, I never used to be into empties videos, but over the last few months that I've been doing them, I think I've done 2 at this point, maybe 3. Who's keeping track? I just think it's a great way to be able to see if you've used up a product and give a final review on it, except today I'm also going to be showing you what I've replaced it with. So I've laid out all my empties here on the table, and I've also put what is replacing it, if it's the same, if it's different, next to it, so that I can tell you what's new and fresh in the building. So without further ado, let's hop in. The empties have been retrieved! So the first product I've used up is the Kate Somerville Exfolikate Cleanser. Look at this thing. That was so sad. That last little squirt was a very sad moment. I loved this cleanser. I had such a great time using it. It's a foaming cleanser, which is something I normally stay away from, but this one made my skin feel like squeaky clean without like the painful squeak, you know? I used it day and night. It was completely comfortable for my skin. I feel like my experience with Kate Somerville, except for their one like very intense exfoliating mask that you can only leave on for 1 to 3 minutes, like every product, even if it's not marketed for sensitive skin, it's been really great with my skin. My skin has just thoroughly enjoyed so many of their products, and this cleanser was amazing. And what is going to be replacing this cleanser is actually a very exciting new launch from Kate Somerville. They've come out with an entire new line. This is the Delikate line, and it is a line of products specifically made for sensitive skin. Kate, come on, be honest. Did you make this for me? I react to a lot of products, you guys know this, and I'm really looking forward to kind of having this in my skincare arsenal to soothe my skin and help it get back to its normal state. So this is the Soothing Cleanser. This is what I'm gonna put on my bathroom counter right after this to replace this. I'm really excited to talk about this next product because I went on a whole happy rant about this product on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's @AlaanaRama. You should definitely check it out. I'm trying to be more active on stories. I've been really quiet the last few months and in spurts, but I'm trying to actively be there and post more things and do my job properly. I used up a Bioderma, the Micellar water. It has been in my skincare rotation for years and years and years. I don't even want to know how many bottles of this I have gone through. But a recent discovery of mine, which I am apparently 2 years late on, 2 years late to the train, I picked up face halos. I don't remember in particular what it exactly was. You know what? I was just scouring the Goop website. Hadn't realized before that Goop had a shoppable page for Canada. I didn't realize that. I thought it was America only. So I saw the packs of face halos, and I know from like Chloe Morello alone, I've seen this talked about and used on social media so much. But I'm definitely one of those people where if it ain't broken, why would you fix it? You know, like I loved my Bioderma for so long. You know, I tried switching from cotton pads to some reusable pads, and I just found them like really rough and tough and tugging at my skin. I didn't really like it, and so I was like, well, I'm kind of in the market for something new. I'm down to try it, and with this whole quarantine lockdown thing, this is the perfect time. So I picked up a pack. They were sold in packs of 3 on the Goop website. I also want to backtrack what I said on Instagram. I was like, oh no, there were no duties. This is great. There were no duties upon arrival, but you did prepay the duty ahead of time. So my sincerest apologies. It's like, you know, they mix it. They put like duties and taxes in one thing when they're shipping to Canada. So there was some, sorry about that. Anyway, this thing is incredible. I had a lot of questions from you guys, a lot of skeptical folks who were messaging me when I posted the story saying like, how can that possibly work? Like, guys, I totally get it. I've seen people talking about this for 2 years, and I was like, no, I'm not down with it. I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's a gimmick. It works. It works. You literally just take this pad, you put water on it, and it removes all of your makeup. Now, my Tom Ford mascara, for example, is tough. Like, it usually requires a solid, like, cleansing oil, a cleanser, and 3 pads of Bioderma to get that off. But with enough, like, sweet, soft strokes, it removes the Tom Ford mascara, which blows my mind. I don't use waterproof mascara, so I can't attest to that, so I apologize. I don't know if the effects would be different. I imagine not. And I also don't know the science. I don't know the magic behind this, how on earth it removes it with water. It's crazy, but I think ultimately, like, there's just a ton of little fibers in here, and they're so soft. Like, it's so gentle. Even if I'm pushing and pulling as hard as I might on my mascara, it's still so soft, and it just removes all your makeup. You can rinse it. I'm pretty gross. Like, I take my cleanser, and after I'm done using it, I just put my face cleanser on it. Probably why I use it so fast. and I just foam it up in there and then rinse it, and then I'll use that. I'll probably do it like 3 days in a row, and then I toss it in the washing machine. And apparently it's great up to 200 uses. So I think this has just been very game-changing in my skincare routine, and the reason why I'm mentioning it in the empties video is because I've used up my Bioderma and I don't think I'm gonna buy it again. I think that this is gonna beautifully remove any future need to buy a makeup remover, which is so crazy. It's much more sustainable. You're not using up a ton of plastic bottles. You can use it for so long. Like the fact that you'd only need to buy 1 or 2 of these per year is incredible. The size of it, like if you're traveling a lot, you can just throw that. Like I am so excited about having this in my life, and I can't believe it took me so long, and I'm sorry. It's been great. So that's an empty, that's what's replacing it. Now I wanted to swiftly follow that up with cleansing oils, cleansing balms. Now when I wear a lot of makeup, or if I'm doing a particularly in-depth makeup removing cleansing day, I still like to use a cleansing oil or balm and then a cleanser, you know? So basically my routine would look like removing all my makeup with this, going in with a cleansing oil, doing the nice sweet like warm damp cloth, and then going in with my cleanser because, you know, I just want to make sure my skin's clean. I put a lot of shit on it. So that's kind of like the overview of my cleansing routine. I used up the Drunk Elephant Slaai Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser quite some time ago. So long ago that what I replaced it with was actually this Caudalie makeup removing cleansing oil, which I love so much. I think in general I prefer a cleansing oil. It's just a lot less messy. I find it more hygienic, like pumping it out of a pump rather than like scooping. Like when I'm washing my face, my hands are wet, I'm scooping it into this container, and then sometimes I get shit on it and it's wet and it foams, and I don't know. I just like the entire experience of using a pump bottle much more. I love this one and I've used it so much. This one's actually on its last legs too. I wonder if it'll show. I don't think you can see it in this, but there's only a little bit left. I've used this whole thing, so you can basically consider both of these empties. I'm gonna briefly mention this one because I already talked about it in my Sephora purchases, but in that video I did mention that I used up an entire SK2 facial treatment essence, and I did pick up the big bad boy with the pump. Speaking of pumps and hygiene and all that good stuff, I'm excited to have the pump because I feel like I'll use less of it rather than trusting myself to splash this all over. I love the pump, and this one was the best bang for your buck in terms of price per milliliter. Got the big boy of that, still use it every day, love it so much. Another thing I mentioned in that video was my Drybar Detox Dry Shampoo. This one's empty. I did purchase 2 more, and it's the only dry shampoo I am down in the DMs with. Ooh, an eye cream. I don't recall if I've ever mentioned this before, honestly. Back in, oh god, when was it? August? I went on a trip to France, Bordeaux, France with Caudalie, and it was very exciting. And I had a facial there, and the amazing facialist used this eye cream on me, and she taught me a really incredible little trick, which I'll touch on in a second. But she used this Resveritrol eye lifting balm. So I picked this one up, and I've used it since then. Like since August, this little thing has lasted me. I use such a tiny bit, and it really goes a long way. And the thing she taught me was to put it between like your 2 middle fingers here. She kind of patted it here, and then she did like motions like this around your eye, and then she put it here on the earlobe and put it around the mouth. She said that you can use this cream to kind of help in any area where like the thinner skin tends to age more. She said a lot of people get like droopy earlobes and kind of forget to address that, which I thought was crazy. I never thought of that until I had that facial. So since then I've been doing that with this eye cream, and very sadly I've used it up. It's definitely something I'm going to repurchase in the future, but I actually did have this product from Caudalie. This is the Premier Cru, the eye cream. And I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I think their Premier Cru is made from the grapes that are in the Grand Cru class. Oh god, Dan. Am I getting that right? I'm forgetting. But if my brain is serving me correctly, the Grand Cru class is a classification of a certain level of grape. Like it's a better grape, it's a better wine, and apparently that's what the Premier Cru products are made from. So I'm very much looking forward to trying this. I'll keep you guys posted as I use it. RIP this one. Will definitely be repurchased someday. I loved it so much. And that's the current eye cream lineup. A face oil. I use many layers of things. Serums, oils, creams, essences. Give it to me. All over my face. I'll rub it all on. The oil I used up, which is very sad because this is a very pricey one. Fresh, thank you so much for sending this. This is their Creme Ancienne face oil. You guys know how much I love my Creme Ancienne cream. It's my go-to night cream for many, many years, and I had never tried the face oil. And basically what I do is I take my scoop of fresh Creme Ancienne, I rub it between my fingers, and then I take some droplets of the face oil, put it in, and that's kind of how I apply my night cream, and it's just divine. It was so soothing and thick and beautiful. If you have very, very dry skin, this was such a luxurious oil to use, and I'm so sad that it's done. I'm like really embarrassed to admit this, but sometimes like when I'm doing my routine, my hands get really slippery and I'm unable to open the bottle. So this bottle in particular was extra evil, and sometimes I couldn't open it, and there's bite marks around the lid from where I would chew it open. Somebody fire me. Okay, anyway, that's the oil I used up. I forgot to wipe this clean. Let's not look at that. But the Lindstrom The Youth Dew, this is the kind of oil. I guess it's technically a serum, but I've been using it in the same way that I've been using my face oil. Like I still go in with my serums underneath, and then I mix this oil with my cream and apply it. I've used the Lindstrom Youth Dew many times in the past, and this was the one that I have reintroduced into my collection. It's a fabulous oil. It's fabulously expensive, but again, I've been using it for many years and it's just never led me astray. Let's move on to a face mask. I used up the Summer Fridays R&R mask, and I'm kind of mixed feelings about this. I really liked the mask. It was like a clear goop, like a jelly goop, and then it had little bits of exfoliating beads and fun things through it, and I really liked the feeling. It felt very soothing. My skin just felt more fresh after, but the reason why I don't think I'd purchase this again is because it was such a pain in the ass to take off. Like I would just have to go over and over and over again with a warm cloth, getting all the beads off. The goop stayed really goopy on my face, so even though I enjoyed the feeling of it, I loved using it, I used it up, it was just so annoying to take off. And there's so many other masks that I love, so I don't think I would like go through the trouble of using this one again. And then to replace it, I've been trying to do like one mask out, one mask in. Like I'm trying not to go too overboard with that. And this was another Ellie purchase. She actually got this from me from Violet Grey. It was actually Allegra who told me about this brand, IS Clinical. I'd never heard about it. Saw it on the Violet Grey website. Ellie picked it up for me. Long unnecessary story. I got this tri-active exfoliating mask. I'll keep saying it again. I'm just on the exfoliating train. I'm wanting everything exfoliation. I just want smooth baby butt butter skin. That's all I want in life. And I've used this a few times and it's beautifully gentle. I put it on for a very limited time. I think you only need it for 5 minutes. Yeah. 5 minutes. It's fabulous. I'm super excited to continue using this and see if it makes any difference. All of my new exfoliating things that I have. Will I have smooth skin? We'll find out shortly, I hope. If any of you have tried anything else from IS Clinical, let me know. From what I gathered, you can shop online from Violet Grey. I'm not sure about the Canadian restriction. And apparently other than that, you can only get this like at skincare clinics. I'll take a poke around. If I find any shoppable links, I'll link it in the description box down below for you. But other than that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. A hair product. I've used up my Kerastase Blonde Absolu Cica Flash Instant Fortifying Treatment. This was mainly the product I used when my hair was very blonde. It is for lightened or highlighted hair, but technically my hair still is highlighted. You know, it's still dyed. And I did purchase this again because it's just like, it just feels so good. My hair feels so happy with it. This is what I use as a conditioner. I have many shampoos and conditioners that I've tried and used, but nothing really just moisturizes and feeds my ends quite like this does. So I continue to use it. I've gone through many bottles of this now. It's fabulous, and even though it's meant for blondes, I'm still using it and it still feels great. I'm actually still using a purple shampoo. Don't know if I mentioned that, but because my highlights still kind of exist underneath here, they still do tend to pull a little bit brassy, so I'm still using a purple shampoo, and this is fantastic. I love you, Kerastase, so much. Please love me too. I love you. I used up my Fresh Sugar Lip Caramel Hydrating Balm. I really scraped this one to the absolute depths. I love this. I have lip balms on every surface and corner in my apartment, truly. Like I have one in the kitchen, I have one in the front entryway, one in the office, 2 in my bedroom. I don't know how many in here in my studio, bathroom. They're laying everywhere, and I have many favorites, but this one in particular, the caramel, is just such a joy to use. It smells so good. It's lovely, but they did come out with this new flavors, lots of new flavors in the hydrating lip balms, and I got the blood orange one. God, it smells so good. It just gives like the slightest hint of this little color on the lips. It's so nice, and this is the one that I have replaced this with. I love them. I love the packaging. They just smell so great and they hydrate your lips so well. Oh no, I don't remember which one was which. This one feels lighter. Oh god. My Tom Ford Badass Mascara. I used one up. I repurchased it before I even finished it. It's great. I love it. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's fantastic, and this has been my go-to mascara. I used up a fragrance, the replica. That was so annoying, sorry. The replica by the fireplace, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Dan uses this too. We kind of keep them lingering in the home. There's like a little speckle left, but I did repurchase it. This is just such a favorite. I love using it all year round. It's just so divine. But I did also want to mention the Nest Sun-Kissed Hibiscus. It smells like fabulous. This smells so, ugh. I know that like all the stores are closed right now and we can't really go in and sniff things, so it's hard to explain how delightful this is, but when the floodgates open again, go give this a whiff. It smells so great. It's warm like by the fireplace, but also fruity and floral. It's got like a lovely mix of the two, and I feel like those of you who follow me and like are on the same kind of train with scents I like, this one will absolutely tickle your fancy and add to your collection beautifully. You guys, the final empty. This is a gummy. I had these gummies. They're from Richmond, which is outside Vancouver, which is my homeland where I used to live, and they're a sleepy gummy. So Dan and I love anything sleep. I need anything that helps me sleep, and just having that like extra dose of melatonin and things, and then in a sweet chewing gummy form, I'm all in. Anyway, Herbaland reached out to me and they were like, hello, we've launched a new Sleep Plus gummy. And I was like, yes. This is so exciting. They did send this bottle to me. We literally ate it up so swiftly, and then I bought 4 more. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm on like a drooling death level of sleep every night. They're fabulous, and I pass out like I've had a horse tranquilizer, and it's beautiful. I feel like I just talked for 3 hours. I've lectured you all. I'm sure you're all asleep at home, but those are my empties. Thank you for coming along and digging through my garbage with me. Those are some products I've used up, my final thoughts on them, and what is replacing them, if at all, in my current collection. So hopefully that gives you an insight onto skincare I'm loving, hair products, fragrance, all of the above. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow for another video.